Love, peace, and blessings, and welcome once again to an exciting episode of the What Podcast here in the FAMU College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences Institute of Public Health. We affectionately refer to as the COPS IPH, and we're here at kind of like what you would call the beginning and commencement, all wrapped up in one, with our special guest today in the person of Dr. Jocelyn Spates, who serves the college as Associate Dean of Clinical Affairs, and she is a full professor here as it relates to pharmacy practice. And does she have something to share with you today? Dr. Spates, thank you for being here with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Indeed, it's exciting because, it's that time of year where, new students may be coming in the fall, but we have learners here now, and we're on the rise is what I will say. And I do mean that literally. Would you tell our audience just a little bit about you as Associate Dean of Clinical Affairs and some of the things you do here?
Yeah, absolutely. I currently serve as Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs, which encompasses the Pharmacy Practice Division. So over all of the pharmacists that are in our college that work out in clinics and hospitals throughout the state, I'm over the 3 geographic locations that we have: Jacksonville, Tampa, and Davie. We have directors as well as faculty in those locations. Additionally, I manage the Office of Experiential Education, which makes sure that our learners get the rotations that they need according to our accreditation standards, as well as the Office of Continuing Education, which provides continuing education for those pharmacists throughout the state and the country through the office of Mr. Michael Jackson. And lastly, I serve as a supervisor over our pharmacy practice areas and pharmacies that we manage here in the Tallahassee area.
So for you, sleep is somewhat overrated, as it seems.
It is overrated. Yes, ma'am.
Because who needs to sleep when you got that going on? And in terms of having that going on, R.I.S.E does come to mind. And it's more than just, I'm on the... No, I'm not going to sing, I promise everyone. But R.I.S E, would you share with our audience how important that particular acronym is for our learners currently?
The R.I.S.E is very important for our current learners as well as our graduates. It stands for Resources for Increasing Success on Examinations. So our whole goal is to increase our licensure pass rate, not only on the NAPLEX, but also on the MPJE, which is the law exam. So what our students do is during their P4 year, they take what we call a pre-comprehensive exam. And following that exam, we get some assessment data. And we use that assessment data to pair them with faculty at our geographic locations, as well as here on the main campus and the Peden Education Center. And those faculty help them develop a study plan and a remediation plan based on the results of that pre-comprehensive exam. And that is a longitudinal program. So it will last throughout their P4 year. There will be benchmarks along the way to see if we've seen some progress in terms of their performance in the competency areas. And those faculty members keep track of them, and they document their interactions in our influx system, which allows us to look back and to see how they are progressing and if they are on track.
Got you. So for our audience members here with the What Podcast who may not be familiar with NAPLEX and MJPE, would you just, let us know what that means exactly in terms of a graduate of the FAMU COPS IPH?
So in order to be a licensed pharmacist in any state, you do have to pass the NAPLEX exam. And it is a clinical exam which assesses what they've learned throughout their pharmacy matriculation. And you have to pass with a 75 or higher, which is the benchmark, and that is what the NAPLEX is. The MPJE is the law portion. So pharmacists do have to abide by certain laws as they work in pharmacies and clinics throughout the country. And they also have to take and pass the law exam with the 75% or higher.
Great. And so rise, it just sounds exciting. Like, you want to rise to the occasion, rise up, what have you. How is that working in terms of has this impacted the spring 25 graduates? And if so, how is that making an impact?
I'm glad you asked that question because we are really honed in on the spring 2025 graduates. We are contacting them through a licensure readiness program that we implemented this year, and that is a part of the R.I.S.E also. Faculty members are assigned a group of 5 to 6 students that we make contact with via email, via mobile phone, We meet with them to assess their readiness to sit for the NAPLEX as well as the MPJE. And those meetings have been going very well. The learners are very receptive. Well, graduates now, or alumni now, are very receptive to us making contact with them, and they are responding. And it is holding them accountable, really, to make sure that they stay on track. We're advising them on study time, making sure they have a study plan. And so far, it is going very well.
That is exciting. And you, again, being, a pharmacy practitioner, as it were, how important is this, with faculty buying into it to support our now graduates? But of course, we're all ever learning.
The faculty have been amazing. There is no task that I have asked them to do that they have not risen to the occasion. They understand how important it is for our learners, graduates, to pass the licensure exams and become licensed. That's the ultimate goal. And all hands are on deck as we embark upon this journey of rising them to the next level of licensure.
Indeed. And how is that looking in terms of passage rate, as that is the emphasis, again, in terms of looking at the overall academic unit? And College of Law comes to mind in terms of R.I.S E. Seems like it emanated there, but now for it to be here, what is really going on with that and moving forward from your perspective?
So it is looking great thus far. The graduates that we have contacted and who have reported back through the NABP website are passing. They are passing both the NAPLEX and the MPJE.
Yes.
Right now, we have a 100% pass rate. And we are hoping to stay on that track as we continue to stay plugged into them and give them the resources that they need to be successful. And that is the other thing that I do want to share. We are providing RX Prep. We have also provided Pass NAPLEX Now. We have provided pre-MPJE vouchers, which allows them to take a practice exam, as well as the pre-NAPLEX voucher, which allows them to take a NAPLEX style exam upon graduation to test and to see where they are and how they are, if they are prepared to sit for the examination.
Indeed. And in terms of that progression, I'm thinking of the Provost's office as it relates to our Provost and VP for Academic Affairs, Dr. Allison Watson, and the eyes on the prize. Pharmacy public health has been challenged recently, as we all go through various challenges and rewards in life. But where do you see this going in terms of, incoming classes, the pre-pharmacy learners that will come in the fall, et cetera? Will this be an ongoing kind of activity in terms of RISE?
It will be an ongoing activity. As you stated, it did emanate from the College of Law, which they are doing very well.
Great.
And Provost Watson did ask all of our licensure programs to adopt a RISE based on our program and our licensure requirements. And that is just what we did. It was an amazing, awesome idea. And we have latched on to it, and we're going to continue to implement that for years to come.
Fantastic. I know you mentioned one of your many duties and responsibilities has to do with continuing pharmacy education. So is it an opportunity possibly for our graduates who are already working in the field to maybe come back and add some, I don't know, like this is what you have to look forward to once you indeed do rise to the occasion and become a registered pharmacist, maybe from the theory to the practical and back to the theory, if you may?
Absolutely. And we do that in our forum series. Dr. Richard Mitchell, who kind of spearheads that forum, she is responsible for bringing in practitioners from all around the globe. And now that we have the technology, we can have practitioners from anywhere to come and to share their stories and to share how they got where they are in our forum series. And that has been going very well. So we do plan to continue that in our forum series. Additionally, in our seminar course, which is in the P4 year, we do similar activities where we bring residency program directors in. We bring individuals from industry, hospitals, clinics to share with them how they got where they are and what the learner needs to do to get there.
Indeed, this is exciting, and indeed it's the what, the wellness, the healthcare, the advocacy and transparency. So I hear you saying subliminally, and knowing you as I have for a little while now, I hear accountability and responsibility coming to bear. Would you maybe speak to that as relates to, again, RISE, and who do we hold accountable? For example, I'm someone who just graduated spring 25, but I don't really want to sit for the licensure exam right now because I'm just, Ooh, I need rejuvenation. I'll just put it out there like that. Help us, please.
And we do have those graduates who have indicated they need a mental health break. And that's important because you can't really focus and give it your all if you are not mentally there. And so we have met with them and made recommendations in regards to getting the support that they need, so that they can get to a better place where they can sit down and study and put in the dedicated time that is going to be necessary. So some of them have taken a break. We don't want them to take a break long because the data has shown that the sooner you take the exam, the better the results are. And that is what we are promoting also.
Indeed. And when you talk about data, not so much comparison, but again, Florida A&M University, number one as relates to HBCUs, have a new president coming in. Again, number 81 as relates to public institutions. FAMU's pharmacy, why should a potential learner consider this program versus any others throughout the state or throughout the world for that matter?
Excellence with caring, which is our motto. That is what they will get here at Florida A&M University College of Pharmacy. We are shifting and we are putting more focus on our learners, on their success academically, personally, and professionally. And that is what really sets us apart from our counterparts. We are here and we have come through the program. Many of us graduated from Florida A&M University, and we understand what our learners are going through and what challenges they face. And we have shifted our mindset to really help them, help mold them, help develop them into the practitioners that we know that they can be. And so that's why we are set apart.
Indeed, the beliefs, the attitudes, and the values, if you will, seem to kind of just roll off your tongue. But I've seen, you put the pedal to the metal. And in that regard, outside of the duties that you mentioned, I'm just recalling about this time last year, there was a retreat for the college that included everybody, pharmacy, public health, pharmaceutical sciences. It was like a fangs up positive energy. Could you just speak to maybe how that, in fact, is carrying over as maybe you plan another retreat in the future? Who knows? No pressure.
That retreat was amazing. It was get on the bus, everybody get on the bus, and it was modeled after a book called Get on the Bus. And really, we want every faculty, every staff member, every administrator to get on the bus. We all have to be on the same bus if we're going to move in the same direction. And that particular retreat really rejuvenated us to do that. And to make sure that we're all on the same page and that we're helping each other propel the college to the next level.
Absolutely. And sometimes the bus may need refueling. And so if you would just speak to the importance of our stakeholders and supporters, alumni and others, who really do want the best for our graduates in terms of that licensure and just for the COPS IPH to maintain, sustain, and move forward.
So we recently had the NDPAC meeting, which is the National Diamondback Pharmacy Alumni Council meeting down in Fort Lauderdale. And our alumni are there in full force, and Dr. Seth Abernathy was there and shared all of the things that we're doing. They did have questions. They give financial support. They give advice, even through our apothecary board led by Dr. Gwenicia Collins. They advise us based on the trends that they're seeing out in the community and in the healthcare system. They, again, provide financial support to our learners. They come back to forum and they share and they give of their time and their talent. And so we continue to stay plugged into our alumni throughout the state and throughout the country through those mediums.
That is exciting. And also exciting to me is the synergy here. And I mean that not only pharmacy practice, of course, but the basic sciences, with the pharmaceutical east wing, if you will. And then, of course, public health. But how, in fact, do you view those cogs of the wheel working together in terms of someone not being thrown under the bus or being viewed as less important than any other entity of the college?
One of the things that we've done is collaboration. We developed a pharmaceutical science, pharmacy practice, ESAP collaboration team where we're all working together. We just developed a new plan to do an exam review. So looking at the assessments that we are giving our learners throughout the program, and our faculty members who are experts in those specific areas are reviewing the exam questions to make sure that they're valid, make sure that they're understandable, and just make sure that they're a good exam question. And so that is underway, and the exam questions are due coming up really shortly. In the exam review teams, we have 5 of them. They will embark upon reviewing exams, and then they will provide feedback to the individual's faculty in regards to any recommendations to their questions. And so that is off and going, and that is a great demonstration of the collaborative effort that we have here in the college.
Absolutely. Teamwork is more than just cliche, team together, everyone achieves maximally. And so in reference to that, as it relates to the pharmacy education and the continuance of it, if you will, for someone just coming into the program, I know curriculum is being constantly reviewed in terms of its development enhancement. Is there just a point where maybe you just throw a course out altogether because it's really not fulfilling what a learner needs to embrace in terms of preparation for eventual licensure? Or how may that be revisited as we're moving forward, particularly in pharmacy practice?
It would be revisited through the course review committee. They would review the course, they would review the syllabus, and review the PowerPoints and the assessments to see if there are any issues with the course. And if there are, they would make recommendations to the course coordinator or the course coordinator supervisor to help make some changes to the course. And if in fact it is something that is removed from the curriculum, that would go through the curriculum committee for a vote, and then to the full faculty for a vote.
Indeed. Well, we do seem to operate, well, no, we do operate in the sunshine here in the college with our regular meetings or what have you. But the question does come to mind as it relates to, do you have an opportunity with your various administrative duties to get in the classroom? And if so, what does that do for you to kind of recharge you, or would you like to spend more time in the classroom possibly moving forward?
Moving forward, I will spend more time in the classroom. Just the duties, as I outlined to you from the very beginning, are very time consuming. But getting in the classroom with the learners is the most exhilarating thing that a practitioner can do. Because I've always said, when you see the light bulb go off and they understand the concept, that is the best feeling as an educator. And so I will be getting in the classroom more through Dr. Gazzavini's elective, the cardio elective. I'm still in the forum series, as well as this clinical seminar. So I will continue to make sure that I'm inculcated so that I know what's going on here in the College of Pharmacy, and know how our students are progressing.
Absolutely.
And what their needs are as
Indeed, because again, open mouths get fed, so to speak, and get blessed. And with that kind of hands-on approach, as we're moving forward, when you look at where FAMU has come from, pharmacy in particular, 1951, approaching, God willing, in 76, 75 years, the best is yet to come for someone considering a career in this field. Yay, nay, maybe so. What will it really take moving forward when you consider the various populations that some of the pharmacists may be serving?
I do believe that the best is yet to come. We've seen a lot of transition over the years. We've had a lot of faculty come here to the College of Pharmacy and leave for various reasons. But we still have our core group that are here. And we hope to attract some high quality faculty members from other universities to come here. We are on the rise, and we will continue to move in that direction, and to bring in faculty members who are solid and have the requisite skills to give and share with our learners.
What would you say to maybe encourage our corporate listeners who should I sow a seed into FAMU pharmacy, public health? What will it benefit me? What may some of the outcomes be that we could desire? What would you say if that were your elevator pitch moment to some corporate entity, say Organon, for example? Why should they be a part of this RISE opportunity?
Because there's so much opportunity for collaboration and partnership. We are doing many of the same things. Our strategic initiatives are very, very similar. And so once we understand what our initiatives are, we can work together to help us both achieve the goals that we have set forth for ourselves. We have right now a fellowship with Organon. We have a residency with Bristol Myers Squibb. We have in
our closing few minutes out in the space, what would you say perhaps would be the go-to, if you will? What makes you get up in the morning and, rise and shine and Give God the glory. And again, for the stories that are yet unfolding, what does motivate you? And perhaps it's something that our learners could benefit from moving forward in the pharmacy practice area.
What motivates me is the learners. I am passionate about their success because their success is our success. So every day I get up, I think about who can I impact today? Whose life can I impact? And every single faculty member in this college and staff, that is what we're here for. We're here to impact the lives of those who are coming behind us and make sure that they're prepared to lead the next generation. And to bring on the next generation of leaders, practitioners, pharmacists, clinicians, researchers. That is our goal. And so we're all here with the same goal, and that is what drives all of us.
Indeed, and you are an impact player, I would just say, on and off record. And in so doing, we're better together. One can put 1,000 to flight, so forth and so on. But without a little mini sermonette in our closing today, what perhaps lasting impression as relates to where we're moving the rest of the summer? I mean, summer school is in here in the college, and isn't that kind of a new addition or returning addition to the curriculum?
It is a returning addition to the curriculum in an effort to make sure that they stay on track. Attrition is a major component and measurement that our accreditation agency looks at. And we want to make sure that our learners can stay on track, stay on time. So if they come in, our goal is for them to graduate within 4 years. And if we offer summer school, that is an opportunity for them to stay with their cohort.
And that's with the doctor of pharmacy degree in 4 years?
Yes.
You heard it here. Again, any closing thoughts as we are kind of wrapping it up? I know you have at least one other meeting today. And in line with that, a succession plan. I know you're here for right now, but for someone who might want to become one day an associate dean of clinical affairs as well as a professor in pharmacy practice, what path perhaps should they take once, of course, they get through a curriculum such as this?
Get involved. Get involved through AACP, which is the American Association Council of Pharmacies and Colleges of School throughout the nation. That is a great organization. Actually, we have our meeting coming up this month. Actually, it will be in Chicago, connecting with other colleges and school professors throughout the country, networking, getting into leadership programs such as the Academic Leadership Fellows Program that I completed, Dr. Honeywell completed, and Dr. Early completed. Getting involved with ACPE, our accreditation agency. I have done several site visits for them, and so that has given me an opportunity to learn what other schools and colleges are doing. And I'm bringing some of that back to our college to implement. So doing that and also pairing yourself with someone who can serve as a mentor to you. So that they will help you reach the next level of where you want to go and where you want to be.
Indeed, the future really looks bright as you're describing it here. And before we go our separate ways, again, R.I.S E, would you give us that acronym and its meaning, and again, how it is impacting us in closing, please?
Resources for increasing success on examinations. And that is success on the NAPLEX and the NPJE, so that they can become fully licensed pharmacists.
And nothing succeeds like success. Thank you for leaving that footprint with us. Again, you're tuned in to The What with Dr. Jocelyn Spates, and all that there that she mentioned at the beginning, just hit play again, okay? Be sure to like, comment, share, and follow. For any of your show ideas, please contact me, Dr. Ola Sheffield, ola.sheffield@famu.edu, or call 850-412-5110. In the meantime, stay healthy and wealthy, wise but not in your own eyes. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the What Podcast. And thank you. You did that there, right there.